Hello everyone, Storm11 here. Today we'll be talking about the returning threat of severe weather. This time it actually be happening over portions of the central U.S. and it could begin as early as Sunday. It likely will go for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe possibly Thursday as it gets a little bit further to the east as well. For next week, it's going to be another active period of severe weather. At least it won't be happening in the south this time, which is some good news. We're also going to be talking about for the possibility for maybe a little bit of thunder snow over portions of the Ohio Valley tomorrow, and I also do have a little announcement towards the end of the video as well. So if you want to hear the announcement, definitely stay tuned towards the end of the video as well. Before we get started, if you guys like weather related content, you can subscribe to my channel. We do this stuff here all the time on this channel. Plus, we'll have more updates on the severe weather setup next week over the next couple of days. Maybe not tomorrow, but likely over the weekend. But definitely stay tuned for more updates on this channel here as well for more updates on the severe weather potential next week. We're going to get started with what's going on currently. It is a little bit active. You can definitely tell in the plains, though, it is pretty active. A lot of wind issues and also fire weather issues. And those brown shades, those are high wind warnings or wind advisories. At the same time, you get some of those pink shades that are mixed in there. And those are red flag warnings out there as well. Conditions will be favorable again for some fire weather over those areas as well. We do have severe weather ongoing over portions of the eastern Carolinas, and it does extend up into southeastern Virginia. There is a tornado watch and a severe thunderstorm watch over some of those areas as well. Which let's first talk about what's been happening over the last couple of days before we get a little bit more to the severe weather potential for today and over the next couple of days. So let's kind of check back what's been going on over the past couple of days. Of course, it's been a lot of severe weather, but let's check out some of the reports here. Now, this is back on Monday here. This was the beginning of another multi-day severe weather event. It was a little bit more significant than expected. I will be honest with you. Mainly on Wednesday, though. Or I meant Tuesday, sorry. I meant to say Tuesday. But this was Monday. You can see here Monday night, that's when we had the big cluster thunderstorms that developed near the Dallas and Fort Worth area that did bring some damage winds and also some hail as well. And it did come with some tornadoes as well. We had a total of 7 tornadoes Monday night. And then you get into Tuesday, and Tuesday was a pretty nasty day across parts of the South. We had a total of, so far, 47 tornadoes. This was certainly a tornado outbreak over portions of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina as well that was involved in this tornado outbreak. We also had 125 wind reports and along with 16 hail reports. 2 of those were significant as well. So Tuesday was a very active day across parts of the southeast. And the strongest tornado I've heard so far, which is South Carolina, and I think it had a rating as high as an E of 3. So we did have some strong tornadoes down there as well. And then here's yesterday here. We had 13 tornadoes, 41 wind reports, and 25 hail reports as well. Yesterday was not as significant as, well, it wasn't really a significant day at all, but there was some severe weather over some of the same areas as well. Mostly it was wind and hail, but you did get some isolated tornadoes mixed in there as well. But yesterday wasn't too bad either. And then so far for today, there has been 5 wind reports. One of those was significant, and all those were in Florida. That was from earlier this morning. And you also have one hail report as well. We do expect some of these numbers here to rise here, especially over portions of the Carolinas and Virginia as well for today. Which this is the Storm Prediction outlook for today. There is a slight risk for severe weather over portions of the Carolinas up into southeastern Virginia. The potential is there we could see some isolated tornadoes. There is a 5% risk zone, but the main threats will be wind and hail out there as well. Hey, good news tomorrow. No severe storms expected tomorrow. Even better, no thunderstorms forecasted on day 3. But on day 4, which is Sunday, predictably too low, at least for the time being. We may see a marginal or maybe slight risk issued over portions of Oklahoma in Texas as well. But you move on to day 5, which is Monday. There's a slight risk of severe weather over portions of the Severed Plains. Similar situation with day 6, but it's a little bit more expansive, a little bit further to the east, and very similar to day 7, but a little bit more to the north as well. So you can already tell already this is likely going to be another multi-day severe weather event, pretty much beginning on Monday through Tuesday into Wednesday and maybe into Thursday. Thursday that's particularly too low. We'll have to wait and see if balls could get a little bit of a better agreement for Thursday as well. Right by Thursday here, it might be somewhere a little bit further to the east as well. So let's first check out the GFS bottle here. And what's going to be interesting tomorrow here is over parts of the Ohio Valley here, there is going to be some instability to work with, so that can lead to some convective showers, which if we do check out the HER model real quick, this is around peak time heating on Friday tomorrow. There is going to be some convective showers across the Ohio Valley, but there's also something else mixed in with some of those convective rain showers. And that is, if you can look closely here, the HER model does suggest for the possibly for some snowflakes to be mixed in. And what's happening here is within some of these heaviest um, rain showers, it's bringing in some of that colder air closer to the surface. It won't bring it down all the way down to the surface, but it'll be close enough for snow that won't have enough time to melt before it reaches to the ground. So the possibilities there, we could see some snowflakes out there mixed in with some of those rain showers. But at the same time, if you check out lightning density, see all these gray shades here? The possibilities there that some of these could may have some lightning with some of these as well. So there's that possibility that some areas in the Ohio Valley may be able to see some thunder snow as well. The chances are low, but the possibility is there. So tomorrow's overall going to be a very interesting setup here. And like I was talking about when it comes to instability, there is some instability out there, maybe as high as 3,000 or 300 joules per kilogram. It's not a lot, but for a setup like this, that's enough CAPE to get some showers, convective showers, and even some thunderstorms to get going. And you can see here, here's 3 CAPE, and you can see here, you can also see some of those higher numbers as well. Sometimes with these instability values, it can lead to snow squalls, but the surface temperatures won't be cold enough for that during the day as well. Some of those heaviest rain showers would be able to bring some of that rain-cooled air closer to the surface as well. And that could lead to the possibility for some snowflakes to mix in as well. But as you do get deeper into Friday night, as temperatures do cool down to the surface, snow does become a little bit more widespread. And there may be that low-end risk. There could be some snow squalls mixed in with this as well. It depends on how much instability there will be left here. But you can see in front of her model, there are some heavy bursts of snow mixed in as well, which could lead to very light accumulations as well. The possibility is there as well. So really overall, for over the Ohio Valley, even for parts of the Great Lakes as well, tomorrow's going to be a very interesting setup over some of these areas here. Hopefully it'll be the last stuff we see snow in here, because let's be honest here, a lot of us are tired of seeing snow, especially for this time of year. Okay, so that's Friday out of the way here. Let's talk about our next setup here. So really by Sunday here, now the GFS is probably a little bit too fast with this one, but it does have a surface low over parts of Nebraska and Iowa. If you check out the European model, it's much slower. It's actually back over to parts of Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. So, and then again, GFS does have that progressive bias as well. So I think we're going to lean a little bit more towards the European model, probably lean a little bit more towards the slower solution. If you check out some of the ensembles here, here are some GFS ensembles for Sunday, peak time heating, very similar to the European model, and the European ensembles, same way pretty much. So I think the GFS will be an outlier with that. If you check out GFS ensembles with the Supercell Composite, now this is where things get a little bit spectacle about. There are some pretty high numbers out there. You even got numbers high as a 7 over parts of Oklahoma and Texas. It's a small area, but it's a pretty high number regardless. But wherever I was checking out some of the GFS when it comes to surface-based cape, or not surface-based cape, but the Supercell Composite, I took a couple of soundings out there, and there's something that's known as a cap. What a cap is a thin layer of a warm air aloft, and basically what it is. It's almost like a brick wall, basically, in the upper levels, and shower thunderstorms cannot form through that. And the GFS ball does indicate that the cap will be in these areas here throughout pretty much the entire day, even throughout the overnight hours. And what that means there, you're not going to see showers and thunderstorms, which helps you may not see severe weather. That could change. Keep in mind, we're still a couple days away for Sunday setup, but the possibilities there we may not see severe weather, but there's going to be a lot of instability going on here. So you got to hope that cap doesn't break because there is going to be a lot of instability going on here. You're probably going to see at least 3,000 joules per kilogram over some of these areas in here, with along with some decent amount of wind shear out there as well. So let's go back to GFS model here. Let's move on to Monday, and really doesn't show much of anything for Monday here, and I think it's likely going to be a little bit too fast. Apologies if you hear anything in the background. But here's the European model as we go into Monday. You can see here, then again, another surface low here over some of the same areas as well, and that does lead to some severe weather over parts of the warm sector here, over parts of the summer plains. As well, it could be a similar scenario. You may get a strong cap again. Maybe not much of the way shower thunderstorms could develop in that type of environment. And you can see here GFS shows something completely different. I'm not going to buy too much into the GFS model given by its progression bias. Probably going to follow a little bit closer to European model. But regardless here, there is some absurdity out there. Don't get me wrong here. If we do check out the GFS ensembles, you'll notice here that it's a little bit similar to European model. It does try to show a surface low, very similar to Sunday. If you check out the European ensembles, very similar way as well. That's why you always need to check the ensembles as well, because if it's similar to one of the model solution, one of them is an outlier. So, given that case here, GFS is likely going to be an outlier for this one, especially if the ensembles are agreeing with the European model as well. Alright, now going back to the GFS, let's check out Tuesday. Okay, this is where things get very interesting here. For Tuesday, could be a beginning for a serious multi-day severe weather event, which it actually does show some thunderstorms trying to begin to develop along the dry line here over parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, down to portions of Texas as well. Let's check out the European model. So around peak time heating on Tuesday here, you know what? It's a similar thing 3 days in a row. Isn't that crazy? Surface low over some of the same areas, but this time here, this system here is actually going to begin to eject over the central plains into the Midwest this time. You can see here as we continue on throughout the overnight hours, what the European model does suggest here is that it does have another cap here as well. If there will not be a cap here, you'll probably see thunderstorms explode over parts of the plains here. But in this case here, it doesn't really show that, which is very interesting as well. If we go back to GFS ensembles, go to peak time heating on Wednesday. Now, I think Wednesday's definitely the one to really pay attention to. You got a strong surface low over parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin, but it's likely going to be a little bit too fast with it. And you can see here if we check out the European model on Wednesday here as well. You can see here it's much slower here with the system here, and it does have the surface low over central Kansas as well. And then you get into the evening hours, you can see here, now you're starting to see thunderstorms really begin to blow up in the warm sector as well, over parts of Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, and even as far south as Louisiana as well. And this system does become a big deal as well, especially getting to overnight hours as well. you do begin to notice here that it starts to become a negatively tilt trough as well. And negative tilt trough is not always a good thing either as well. That really helps increase those wind shear values out there as well anytime when you have a negative tilt trough. At the same time though, there's a big snowfall event on the backside of this low here as well at the same time as well. And you can see here from the GFS bottle here for Wednesday here, you can see here how it's a little bit faster than the European model as well. If we do check out Wednesday here from the ensemble, actually this is Tuesday here. Forgot to show this for the ensemble members for Tuesday. But here it is. You can see here, similar place, pretty similar to the European model. But then when you move to Wednesday here around peak time heating, this is the European ensembles, has the main surface low, at least the mean, over northwestern Iowa. But you also need to notice here, there is still a large spread in the model guidance. Each of these numbers here indicates an ensemble member, which the European ensembles has about 50 members here. So you can see here, then again here, very large spread here still in the guidance here. But what they all do have in common is a very strong surface low as well. So we do know here at least this is going to be a strong storm system. Likely could be well below 1,000 millibars. But what's the track of the low? Because the track of the low can really determine where the severe weather setup is going to be. If it were to be like up in North Dakota, like this one here, for example here, severe weather setup may be more like way up here or something. But if it's were to be like right here, like where the mean is, it might be more in this area here. So the track of low does make a big difference here where the severe weather setup is going to be setting up as well. Regardless of the track of low, it is going to be a strong system either way. And here's the GFS ensembles. And you can see here, then again, very similar here. Tad bit faster to European ensembles, but then again, still a large spread into the guidance here. Goes as far northwest as North Dakota, as far southeast as around St. Louis. So, then again, still a big spread here in the model guidance here for right now, for Wednesday here. But regardless, it's likely to be a strong storm system. We just don't know exactly where this low here is going to track here. Plus, it can change over the next couple days. And that's another thing to note as well, is that things can change over the next couple days with this system here as well. And then you move on to Thursday here, indicated by the GFS bottle. Our big surface low is actually up in Canada here. You got a big cold front that sags all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico as well, and there may be a chance, maybe some thunderstorms along the cold front as well. For right now, there's a lot of uncertainty as we do get into Thursday here. Here's the European model. Maybe some thunderstorms along the cold front here, maybe over parts of the Ohio Valley in the northeast. So basically what the models are suggesting here for the middle of next week here is that, especially beginning on Tuesday here, we're going to see a big low here coming out of the Rockies here, which if we'll be able to see is a little bit better here if we do check out 500 millibar winds, which if we do skip to Tuesday here, peak time heating on Tuesday here, here's the European model. You notice here, you got a big trough here over the southwestern U.S. at that point. And then you move on to Wednesday. You can see here as you move on to Wednesday here, now you're really starting to see a negative tilt trough taking place as well. The system rapidly deepens as it does move off to the northeast as well into the Midwest as well. If you check out the GFS bottle, skipping to Tuesday here, you can see it's a little bit faster, but it's also not as strong as well. And then you move on to Wednesday here. You got your big surface low over parts of Minnesota here. You also still got a little bit of a negative tilt trough feature with it as well. So the possibility is there that we are going to see a multi-day severe weather event. Good news is that it's probably not going to be over parts of the South where those areas have been getting hit pretty hard over the last couple weeks. It looks like it's likely to stay well to the north and west as well. But we definitely have to pay attention to this over the next several days because there's a possibility it could be there. This may turn significant as well. And that's another thing to really watch for as well. One last thing I want to check out here, or show you guys, is the GFS Bottle with the Supercell Composite. Here's Sunday. Here's Monday setup here, where I will pay attention to the yellow and orange colors here. Those areas I will watch for as well. But then again here, there's a possibility for some of these setups here that we could see a cap as well. And that can lead to some of these higher, very high Supercell Composite numbers and stability values as well. I've seen that happen several times in the past, especially in the plains. But there's Monday. Here's Tuesday. You can see here how it really gets pretty far to the north here. And look how large this area here is. This gets as far north as southeast Nebraska and then goes down as far south as the Mexican border with some of these higher Supercell Composite values as well. But really the greatest concentration area I would really watch for is up here, where it's closer to the surface low as well, because that's where you have your greatest wind shear. And then here's Wednesday here, and that's when you start to see that big spread here in the guidance here. And you can see here, you got this large yellow shade here that does cover multiple states as well. So then again, definitely really something to really watch for over the next couple of days here. And here's Thursday. Lots of Thursday when you get into Thursday there, but we'll probably have a better idea over the next couple of days for Thursday. Now, before I end this video here, as for announcement here, I'd like to say thank you guys so much for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I know we've been to at least 1,000 subscribers for a couple of days. I've been trying to find at least a day here where it'll be a good day to kind of celebrate, but it's really been the severe weather side of things and stuff like that. It's been pretty active, so I have not really been able to find a day here. Really, so I decided here, well, let's just do it in a video. Why not? But then again, I really do appreciate you guys here to get me to at least 1,000 subscribers. That's a huge goal for, if you've been a YouTuber for a long time, you would know that 1,000 subscribers, especially early on, is a big deal. And you guys made me get to that point as well. I'm not the one that done it. You guys are the ones that got me to that point as well. So I really do appreciate it. And I want to kind of give something back here. Which, if you've been around here for a long time, like if you've been an OG subscriber, been around here for a couple years, you may remember I used to do railroad content a couple years ago until I fully transitioned over to weather content. Well, the railroad content is back, but it's on a different YouTube channel. And here it is right here. Bluegrass Trains is what it's called here. I've already got several videos on here, as well as for some of my catches here over the past couple years as well. So if you are interested in railroad content and like rail thing stuff, definitely check out my Bluegrass Trains YouTube channel. I'll likely have more videos on this YouTube channel here over the next several days as well. I still got a lot of videos on my phone and also my other camera as well. So hopefully you guys do like some of the content on here as well. But then again, if you do like railroad content, I recommend checking this out here as well. And if you want to, you can always hit subscribe on here as well and hit that bell notification so you also never miss an upload as well. Anyways, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, like this video, hit the like button. If you do like my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications and never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this topic, you can put a comment section down below. Or answer you guys questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and have a good day.